Hey everybody, welcome to a weekend edition of NoDQ&A video right here on youtube.com/NoDQ&AW, and as always, NoDQ.com, your source for the latest in WWE and TNA. We're getting back to business this week. The holidays are over. We have Monday Night Raw this coming Monday night with the return of The Rock and Ryback versus either CM Punk or Paul Heyman. So business picking up again. Make sure you stay tuned to NoDQ.com for all the latest updates. With that being said, let's get right down to your questions. This first one comes from Batman6934. What did you think of the John Cena Dolph Ziggler promo from this past Monday Night Raw? I thought it was great and very entertaining. I had mixed feelings about it. On one hand, I think that John Cena and Dolph Ziggler did about as good a job as possible with the material that they were given. You know, the stuff with John Cena showing the photoshopped pictures. I mean, how many times has that been done before in the past where babyface comes out and shows photoshopped images on the Titantron? I mean, I find it to be more dumb than funny, but that's just my personal taste. And the ending with the poop being dropped on Ziggler and AJ, I mean, that was done before. I thought it was funnier when DX did it. It just really felt to me like WWE was doing another throwaway show, and they were just rehashing past ideas. Much like the Christmas Eve Raw, you know, it was a throwaway show. But yeah, I do think that when Cena was being serious, he was on fire. He was doing a great job, and Ziggler was doing his best as a heel, trying to stir things up and showing all the footage of Cena losing. So yeah, both guys did a really good job on the mic for sure. This one comes from Merman1. Have you ever had the chance to meet a current or former WWE or TNA superstar? What was it like? Yeah, I've met a number of WWE and TNA stars over the years, and you know, they're just normal people. They're like you and me. I mean, they have their good qualities, they have their flaws. They're just regular people, and you know, I wasn't really starstruck by any of them. You know, they're just like you or me. I mean, they're guys who have their own lives and have their own things going on, and you know, for the most part, they were nice to me, at least. Some of them were pricks, but you know, it's just like the real world. There's some nice people, there's some not so nice people. This one comes from Mr. SEPPEV. Hi Aaron, can you make more money as a face or as a heel? Well, traditionally, it's easier to get over as a babyface just because of all the merchandising, and more people are going to buy your merchandise when you're a babyface, and they're going to get behind you more. But certainly as a heel, because there's more of a need for a top heel, you know, the babyface will only get us over if he has a great heel to work with. You know, the heel's the one that gets the heat, and then you want to see the babyface kick his ass. I mean, Roddy Piper said this, you know, about Wrestlemania, you know. The reason Hulk Hogan was cheered so much was because the people hated Roddy Piper so much, and they wanted to see somebody, you know, kick his ass. So it is really important to be a heel, and there is a need for a heel. So it really doesn't matter if you're a top guy and you're marketable and you're attracting viewers and you're getting those pay-per-view buy rates, then it doesn't matter all that much if you're a babyface or heel. I mean, people are going to come and see you, and they're going to spend money on you. But yeah, I do think you would have the slight edge for the babyface just because of the merchandising. Hey Aaron, if Chris Benoit had never passed away, what direction would the WWE had gone with him in his career? Also, do you think he would have been CM Punk for the ECW title at Vengeance? Well, that was in fact the plan, was for Chris Benoit to win the ECW title and carry the brand and be the top guy in ECW and help work with some of the younger talent and get the younger talent over. I mean, that was his role. And you know, when he died and all that, people were saying that it was a demotion and that's why he went crazy or whatever. But I mean, that was ridiculous. I mean, Benoit was a trooper. He was going to do whatever he was told, and you know, he would have done great things for the ECW brand, and maybe the ECW brand would have lasted longer if he was around and he was helping bring up the new talent and get them up to the next level. So certainly Chris Benoit was a huge loss to WWE and to the ECW brand. Hey Aaron, love the show. Who do you think is the most underrated big man that has never wrestled in WWE, or that has ever wrestled in WWE? My opinion is Bam Bam Bigelow from Michael in Wyoming. Certainly, Bam Bam Bigelow is at the top of the list, I think. He's a guy that doesn't get enough credit, I think. And, you know, he had that match with Lawrence Taylor at WrestleMania, and Lawrence Taylor had no wrestling experience. And, you know, it was a decent match. Wasn't great or anything, but, you know, Bam Bam Bigelow carried it. And he had a huge responsibility to make that match work. And, you know, he certainly is one of those guys, I think, that does deserve a spot in the Hall of Fame. You know, another guy, you know, Big Boss Man. I think one of the best big men ever, and one of the most agile big men. And, you know, he's another guy that's not in the Hall of Fame. And unfortunately, like Bam Bam, he died at a young age. And, you know, the WWE is just not going to induct a lot of deceased wrestlers into the Hall of Fame in a short period of time. But certainly, Bam Bam and Boss Man are at the top of my list, and in my opinion, they're easy Hall of Fame material. Hey Aaron, with Seth Rollins and Y2J sending tweets back and forth, can this be a sign for Jericho returning and having a feud with Seth? If so, would they wrestle at WrestleMania 29? Well, I think that Jericho likes to stir the pot online and get people talking. It could mean nothing. It could mean something. There's really no way to know. It could just be Chris Jericho trying to keep his name out there and keep people talking about him. It's just a natural thing to do right there. But yeah, I mean, it very well could lead to something, and WWE could play up on it. You know, WWE likes to do the social media and have storylines start on social media. So I could see that leading to a match at WrestleMania. But I think at this point, if the Shield is going to have a presence at WrestleMania, it'll be some sort of six-man tag match. Maybe you could have Jericho involved. Who knows? But I don't see any kind of one-on-one match quite yet, especially at WrestleMania. But maybe down the line, who knows? Hey Aaron, what will The Rock do after WrestleMania 29? When he first came back, he hosted WrestleMania 27, and then it was a once-in-a-lifetime match with Cena at WrestleMania 28. Now it's all about him winning the WWE title. What's the next chapter for him in WWE? That is a good question. What else is there left for The Rock to do? Once he wins the WWE title, what else do you do with him? The one thing that I think he could do is go for the Undertaker streak. Now, a lot of that depends on if the Undertaker is going to keep wrestling. Now, it looks like he's going to be at WrestleMania this year, but will he continue into WrestleMania 30? That's a big question that remains to be seen. But I think that if you're not going to do The Rock versus John Cena, the next best option is to have The Rock challenge the Undertaker's streak, and that could be the final match for The Rock to try to beat the Undertaker. And that would be a tremendous match for WrestleMania 30. Two of the all-time greats going at it. But yeah, besides that, there's not really a whole lot you can do with The Rock that he hasn't already done. I mean, you could put him in there with Brock Lesnar if Brock Lesnar sticks around after WrestleMania 29. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what you can do with The Rock. And for WrestleMania 30, if you have Steve Austin come back, I mean, there wouldn't really be a need for The Rock. So it'll be very interesting to see if WWE continues to work with The Rock after WrestleMania. They've really gotten a lot out of him over the past few years, starting WrestleMania 27 and last year and then this year again. But yeah, I don't know. You know, The Rock has still got his movie career. You know, somebody else asked me if his career is going to be winding down. Will he go back to WWE full time? I don't see that happening. I think that The Rock is still doing really well in Hollywood, and there was actually an article that just came out recently about actors that have the most return on their investment. You know, actors that make the most money for the studios, and the studios get the money back on the money they invested in those actors. And The Rock was at the top of the list. I mean, he was one of the top guys. So the Rock is a very bankable Hollywood star, and he continues to be in huge movie projects. So if we see The Rock at all, maybe we'll see it at WrestleMania 30. But yeah, I would not expect to see much of The Rock after WrestleMania 29. Just don't see it happening. All right, that'll wrap it up for this edition of NoDQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. Make sure you subscribe, youtube.com/NoDQCAW. tell a friend on Facebook or Twitter. Keep spreading the word. And stay tuned to NoDQ.com for all the latest regarding Raw this Monday, as well as TNA Genesis coming up next weekend, and WWE Royal Rumble at the end of January. Until then, thanks for watching.